Hi guys, let's look at topic number 6 in Form 2, data security and controls. So we shall start by defining terms, data security and data privacy. Data security is the process of protecting data and information against computer criminals or computer crimes. Later on, we shall look at computer crimes. So somebody may think of changing your password or changing your data. That is called alteration. Somebody may think of deleting your data, and that one is computer crime. Then we have data privacy. Data privacy is the protection of private data or information against misuse or unauthorized access. So when we talk about data privacy, you are protecting your data from being accessed by unauthorized guys. Then we have differentiate between privacy and confidentiality. Privacy refers to an individual's right to control access to data or information belonging to himself or herself. That is the privacy. It is the right to control access. You should know whom should I give the password or PIN number and who I should not give. Confidentiality, on the other hand, refers to the means of protecting private or corporate data or information from unauthorized access or disclosure. Then we have explain 3 core principles of information security. We call them CIA. That is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentiality means that sensitive data or information belonging to an individual or organization should not be made public without consent from the owner or owners or accessed illegally. Then we have integrity. Integrity means data or information should be reliable and should not be illegally modified. Availability means that data should be available when need be, or rather, data and information should be available at the right time. That's what we mean by availability. Then we have security threats and measures. Classify each of the following threats in Table 6.1 as affecting confidentiality, integrity, and availability. When I talk about system failure, is it about confidentiality, integrity, or availability? Viruses, fraud, eavesdropping, hacking, alteration, are they about confidentiality, integrity, or availability? Let's look at the answers. So when I talk about confidentiality, we have C, D, E. Integrity, we have B, C, E, F. So we have B, C, E, F. Availability, we have A, B, E. We have A, B, E. So you can pause the video to make sure that you grasp the concept. Then guys, we have using a suitable diagram, describe how encryption works as a means of enforcing security of transmitted data over insecure communication channel. So when you talk about encryption, it is mixing up data in a way that only the sender and the receiver will understand. So we usually have the plain text. It is mixed to be encrypted on the key. It becomes ciphertext. Then on receiving end, it is decrypted back to plain text. So you can use that diagram for that case. Then we have differentiate between password and biometric authentication. A password is an encoded string of characters that enables a person to positively identified before being given access. You have all dealt with smartphones. When you want to access your Facebook, your IG, your TikTok account, you have to supply the password. Whereas biometrics, to some extent, when you want to access apps like GoTV app, you want to access their own apps, they usually allow you to supply your fingerprint or your iris or your face, in that it quickens the login or the authentication process. So those are called biometrics. You can use your fingerprints or your face, etc. Explain each of the following security threats and control measures that can be used. So we have computer virus. You are supposed to explain the security threat, then the control measure. We have unauthorized access, information system failure, and theft. So guys, we have computer virus. When we talk about a computer virus, it is a destructive program that attaches itself in the computer without the user's consent and installs itself in the computer without user's consent. So viruses delete data files, system files, and may also steal information from the computer. Now, how do you protect them? You protect them by installing antivirus or zero grazing your computer. That means you avoid external gadgets like flash disk, USB, memory cards, email attachments, blah, 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 blah. Then we have unauthorized access. This means gaining access to information for which they do not have permission to read, manipulate, or share. Like for example, if you access somebody else's SMS on KCSE resource, then we can say you have done something called unauthorized access. Probably this guy did not give you permission to publish or to tell others about his or her performance. So if you do that, you are committing a computer crime. So you can protect this one by putting passwords, putting fingerprints or facial, that is biometrics. Then we have information system failure. This is a situation where, due to an attack or other forces, an information system becomes unavailable for use by rightful persons. This can be controlled by putting in place a disaster recovery plan, something like a backup, installing interruptible power supply units, or even keeping or storing or saving your files in, that is on the cloud, something like Google Drive, something like Dropbox. Then we have information theft or system theft. This occurs when information and communication technology, that is ICT, assets are stolen. Theft can be avoided by reinforcing the computer room security. For example, you can do burglar proofing, that is installing metal grills, windows with grills, alarms, employing security guards, blah, 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 blah. Then we have number 8, highlight any 4 computer crimes. So we have so many computer crimes, but we shall narrow them down into around 5. So we have trespass. Remember, sometimes you can go to a place, then you get a message like Mboakari, no trespass, hakuna njia hapa. So when we talk about trespass, it may mean that unauthorized physical access to ICT assets or also accessing information digitally without permission is prohibited. So trespass is actually going to an authorized place or passing through an authorized place or even accessing a computer room without permission. Then you have hacking. This is forceful access of information held in a computer by breaking access control codes like password. So guys, if you have the IT knowledge to bypass a password, that is called hacking. We have a sister called cracking. Cracking is guessing passwords. You can guess passwords, like for example, you know your grandma was born in 1968, then you guess the password is 1968. That means if it goes on and opens the machine, then you have cracked, you have guessed the password. Then we have privacy. This should be piracy. Forgive me for that. Piracy should be piracy. Typing error, we call it typo. When we talk about piracy is copying somebody's copyrighted work and then sell it or benefit out of it. Like if you go to my YouTube channel, take my video, upload it to your YouTube channel, then you are doing piracy. You are going against the rights of intellectual property. That one can be protected by jailing guys, reporting them to the authorities, like in YouTube. If you report somebody, then action is taken. Somebody receives a strike. Then we have sabotage or illegal destruction. Assume a situation whereby somebody was counts cracks in a certain school or college. Then there was misuse of funds. This guy takes the hard disk and burns it or throws it in a latrine or in a dam so that information or evidence cannot be gotten from the machine. That is sabotage, or even burning the office to make sure that all ICT gadgets are destroyed. Then we have define the following terms: ICT policy, privacy, and copyright. So an ICT policy is a guideline or framework that spells out the practice in the use of ICT. Like for example, in your computer lab, you may hear your computer teacher having ICT policies like do not enter to computer lab when there is no teacher, do not exchange computers, do not exchange gadgets, do not unplug network wires. So that is a policy. It's just a guideline of how the ICT gadgets or ICT itself should be used. Then we have privacy. That is a piracy, guys. Still, there was a typo. We are talking about piracy. So when we talk about piracy, I have explained it is duplicating copyrighted work. A copyright is a protection claim on a software, music, or literary work. Like for example, if you download one of my videos and upload it to your channel, I need to know. So if you avoided me knowing, then you have breached copyright. Then we have number 10, highlight some of acts of parliament or laws that govern the use of ICT in Kenya. So we have, in Kenya, we have 1998 Act. So we have in Kenya, the use of ICT is governed by several acts, regulations. Some of the significant acts and regulations that govern the use of ICT are, we have the Kenya Information and Communication Act, 1998. It regulates the telecommunication. Then we have the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act, 2018. This act criminalizes cybercrime, including hacking, identity theft, cyberbullying, and online fraud. Then we have Data Protection Act 2019. This act regulates the processing of personal data in Kenya and provides for the rights of data subjects. We have the Kenya Information and Communication Regulation into bracket Consumer Protection 2010. We have the Kenya Information and Communication Broadcasting Regulation 2009. We have Kenya Information and Communication into bracket National Security Regulation 2013. We have this act and regulation are continuously reviewed. So guys, basically we have this of 2013, 2009, we have 2019, 2018, and the others. Then we have explain the importance of information security laws and regulations. So we have protecting sensitive information, we have preventing cyber attacks, we have promoting trust and compliance. So guys, you can just pause the video to make sure that you make short notes. Then guys, we have revision exercises. These ones can help you to make sure that wherever or whatever was not covered is covered. Like for example, identify 3 main goals of data information security. We have called them SIA: confidentiality, we have integrity, and availability. Then we have differentiate between private and confidential data. We have checked on that. Then describe the following data or information security threats. We have malware, viruses, eavesdropping. We have espionage, modulation, fabrication, explain the foreign computer crimes. We have theft, fraud. So guys, you can just download a copy of this document from my website. My website's URL is just down the description. So guys, you can also pause the video as you take short notes, or as you just jot down the questions. So these are the questions that can be asked in your final exam, like describe various types of computer viruses, explain data alteration, search. Also, we have describe the following measures to protect the data. We have firewalls, logging, security auditing. Why has information become a resource? Search. So guys, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment. In case of anything, just drop to my comment zone and comment about whatever probably you wish me to do in my next video. Guys, thank you very much for watching.